Hello.
Do you have something to lead off with? Because I just thought of something.
Well, you know how I'm always like, you can't complain about when Facebook gives updates or anything because it's a free service, then don't use it if you don't want to.
And
I hate the new Facebook. I
but it's
hate
a free service.
I hate the messenger on the left. It never works for me on my laptop. I have to go through my phone. It's confusing to me, and I'm just why.
You're just done.
I feel
I
like
get you.
Costco moves everything around.
It's Wednesday on Facebook. Everything's different. I did something this last couple of days that I wanted to share with you because you did the same thing and you weren't sure about it. You felt bad. And so you went back and did it, and you're glad you went back and did it. I don't know if I'm going to go back and do it or not, but I saw Encanto.
Oh, okay. And what'd you think?
I get it, but I don't.
I see, but I feel you because it took me a
Like,
couple rounds.
at the end of the day, I'm pissed off at the grandma, right? This whole thing is happening because she can't relinquish control and nobody will listen to this poor girl. Meanwhile, Bruno is a gosh darn treasure and he's being hidden. If Disney Plus doesn't come out with a Bruno series or a Bruno movie, that's what they're missing out on. I want to talk about Bruno. I love Bruno.
His character was the most boring.
Bruno was my favorite. I didn't feel those cracks in. I was scared. So-and-so did. I filled him in. I'm not scared of anything.
He's cool. He was cool. Yeah, it took me a couple watches. I wasn't into it right away.
Yeah.
But it took me a couple watches, yeah.
What's some okay, because first of all, I thought it was a good movie. I really did. I watched it because my son came home after spending a week with his mom and said, we have to watch Encanto. And I'm like, dude, let's do it. So we did. He loved it. He's watched it like 3 times now since he's been home. I liked it. I thought it was a really good movie.
Okay. I don't know. It just took me a couple watches, and now I'm pretty into it. And we played that Don't Talk About Bruno on K-Hop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know statistically that when a child has a favorite movie like Frozen or Encanto, it takes them 224 watches before they're done with it?
Really? What do you think that you have watched 224 times?
Oh.
Baseball's easy.
Yeah.
Got it. Spaceballs for sure.
Basketball.
Basketball, okay.
I've watched, okay, it's not a movie, but I've watched the series Arrested Development start to finish at least 20 times. Wayne's World. Countless times.
I've seen Wayne's World countless times.
I wouldn't say 200 times, but one of my favorite movies of all time is Legally Blonde. I love Legally Blonde.
Seen that a ton of times. That's a good one.
Not comedy. I would have to say, like, for a drama, I'm probably Count of Monte Cristo. The Notebook, but only when I'm single.
Movies that you'll watch 100% of the time they're on the TV. 10 Things I Hate About You.
Christmas Story.
Oh, that's an unpopular opinion for me because I think that is so dumb.
It might not be as unpopular as you think. I'm running into a lot of people that are finally being willing to speak up and say, I've had enough of A Christmas Story.
Yeah, me too, Tiffany.
Step Brothers, anytime it's on, 100%.
My son, so they have new rooms, and I was building their desks and his bunk beds and stuff. And he was telling me how he wanted the room set up because with virtual reality, he needs all the rooms. So I was like, you need all this room for activities?
Yes.
And I laughed at myself.
My favorite scene in Wedding Crashers is when they're trying to get him to not sell the house. And so they're the dead bodies. And Adam Scott comes in and then his clients leave. And he comes back. He's like, that was actually a good one, guys. Oh. Wedding Crashers. Anytime Wedding Crashers comes on TV, I'm in.
Yep. I'll watch
Meatloaf! Meatloaf! Ma!
Swingers, anything Vince Vaughn. My sister-in-law hates Vince Vaughn. So she hates Vince Vaughn, and she hates when there's good movies with Vince Vaughn in them because she refuses to watch. And I feel the same way about Joe Dirt.
David Spade.
Grown Ups, one of my favorite movies, and then stupid David Spade is in it. I don't think he's funny. I think he is gross. And my sister-in-law feels the same way about Vince Vaughn.
Oh, okay, but and this is the question I want to ask her. What Vince Vaughn does fun movies. What good movies was he in though?
Do you know that he was in Rudy?
I do know that. But I could never find him. I heard he was in Rudy.
Quarterback.
Is he really?
That didn't want anything to do with Rudy in the beginning, but at the end it was like Rudy. And then he ended up being in the Swingers movie with what's his name? The one that does
Office Space.
He's what? Happy in Spider-Man.
Jeremy Favreau. Jon Favreau.
Love Jon Favreau. So that's why my sister-in-law hates him, is Swingers. And she was like, it was so sexist. And I go, it's like 400 years old. So is Wedding Crashers. And she's like, yeah. And I don't want to watch that with him in it either. And I'm all, it's really good though.
There's a lot of movies that, like, when you go back and watch, like, oh, that does not stand the test of time.
No way.
I was watching an old live concert of the Goo Goo Dolls from back in like 2002, right? And they were asking for somebody to come up on stage and sing Name with him. And I had forgotten about this. I was watching it over the weekend. And as he's calling, he's like, I need someone to come up and really sing this, so they need to know it. No dudes either. That's weird. Chicks only. I'm like, oh, a little light homophobia in 2002. We hadn't woken up yet.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that my mine is the David Spade. What other movies have I watched? Okay, so we're giving a lot of stuff away on the air. Disneyland.
Yes. With High-Low.
High-Low.
I've gotten a ton of messages from people that they think they've got it figured out, and they're getting really angry at the people that are calling that had been like way off.
Wendy, that is the way Ian Riley feels about Fast and the Furious.
She's touching a nerve on this one, though.
And besides Tokyo Drift, I disagree with him. I've watched them all.
Was Tokyo Drift really a Fast and Furious?
They don't want to count it.
Okay. You know who was in Tokyo Drift? You know how I knew that Tokyo Drift was going to be a blockbuster, and I really missed this one. I thought this was going to be it. Do you remember who played the older brother in Home Improvement with Tim Allen?
Yes.
He was in Tokyo Drift. And I don't know how that movie wasn't bigger at the box office.
Jonathan? Is his real name Jonathan?
No, Zachary Tyler or something.
Zachary Tyler.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was in Tokyo Drift. And I thought, well, that movie's primed to be number one at the box office for like 6 weeks in a row, but it didn't.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was all over my walls out of my Bop magazine and my Teen Bop and my Bopper and all of them, man. When Jonathan Taylor Thomas was a centerfold, my parents would get it for me every time.
Did you ever learn anything from those magazines? Because I learned one thing that I did not do well, but I tried it in 5th grade.
What's that?
Pegging my pants.
They taught you in the Bop magazine?
There was a tutorial on how to peg your pants in the Bop. There was like a little step 1, step 2, step 3. And I tried it and I went to school the next day and I got made fun of.
No, the only thing I learned from a magazine is, do you know Maxim?
Yeah.
How to change a baby in a men's bathroom.
How do you change a baby in a men's bathroom?
Well, since you asked, the most sanitary place is probably on the tank part of the toilet. And if you have a jacket or something, or if you don't have a baby thing, you could put that on the tank part. And then you change the baby right in there, because the men's bathroom has a stall for toilets when you guys need to poop.
Okay. Oh, the girl before, when she said Predator, I'll watch the new Predator all the time. The one with Not Jordan Peele, the other one. Mike, the Keegan and Peele.
Yeah, you might drop the baby. I mean, you could put the toilet seat down and do it on top of the toilet seat. That's kind of gross. Or you could just go out to the car.
If you're, I mean, like the toilet tank is like
Hey,
I'm in a pinch, and this is the only place I can do it.
it was Maxim, and it was funny. So I read the whole thing. It was pretty funny.
It is funny. I remember when I was like 12, my buddy John Shockley, his dad had an extensive adult magazine collection, and in one of them was a do-it-yourself enlargement kit, and it was an orange, a thread, and a piece of black string, and it was meant to be funny. And then for two 12-year-olds, when we saw that, like, that was just the funniest thing we'd ever seen ever, and for whatever reason, that stuck with me.
All right, you guys, we need to jump back on the air. Disneyland. What else? Usher in Vegas.
Usher in Vegas. We got a keyword that we we're going to throw out here on the radio in a little bit.
What else do we got? Oh, Tiffany, are you still on here?
Maybe she's dropping babies in toilets.
I wanted to tell her that our Pilates Brunch Club this month has vegan options.
What's a Pilates Brunch Club?
So we do Pilates first, and then we brunch. And there's a DJ, and there's food, and all the things. So this one is by Pharmacy, which we've done a sweet deal for on K-Hop. And they're all plant-based. And the owners are the same as the venue that we're doing the Pilates, which is the Century. Okay. And so the food options that we have this time are vegan. So what you do is you go, you kind of mingle, and then there's little vendors. You could get like candles and almond powder, whoever's there that day, Yeti guys. And then there's a big DJ, and we all lay in the grass outside. And this one will be inside. And we all do Pilates. There's usually like 30 or 40 of us, the music blaring. And then as soon as it's done, you eat brunch and have champagne. There's also non-alcoholic. There's these new brunches starting now are also going to have non-alcoholic choices.
Okay. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Before you were doing Pilates, I know we got to get back in the air. Just a quick question. Before you were doing Pilates, did you ever do group fitness classes?
Yes.
Did you like doing them? Did you get anxiety?
No.
Because I've got
boxing. I love group fitness boxing. I've always done group fitness. That's the only thing that kept me in a spin class, because the first 15 minutes on a spin bike, you want to die. But I look around and there's people who see me. So you got to stay. Yeah. I love it. I prefer group fitness all the time.
Okay. I'm because I want to start doing it, and I got that InShape membership. We can go to any InShape we want. And I look at all the group fitness schedules, and I think, all right, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. And then it comes up, like the class comes up, and then I check it out every time.
There's not always a lot of males in there, but
I think that's why I chicken out. I feel like I'm going to look like a creeper, and I don't know. But I work better in a group setting like that, as opposed to being in the gym on my own, where I'm just by myself. But if I'm at the gym with somebody working out, it's a weird thing. Like in a group setting, I'm okay. It's just getting in there and getting started,
I have to be in a group. I have to have somebody telling me what to do.
Right.
And unless I'm instructing a Pilates class and I'm the instructor, but even then, like I have a 3-hour break. And if I have the entire gym to myself, then there's nobody there, and I still don't work out because I'm just not programmed that way. That's why group classes work for me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just a matter of getting in there.
Nobody's watching you. Everybody in the room is worried about everybody watching them. They're too busy that somebody's watching them to be watching you.
Okay.
Yeah, just go in and do
that mindset.
Don't worry. Yeah, I have one guy who comes to my Pilates all the time.
Okay. All right. I'll get in there, pump some iron. Oh. Do you know of a really good vet in town?
No.
Oh. I need to find one.
A vet?
For these sick pythons.
Bye. Coming back in the studio right now. Tiffany, don't help him. Bye.